So we have start integral. In integral, first we say the inverse process of differentiation. So here we can say introduction if you want to see for the integral, as you have already seen the derivative, and this whole we can say part of a calculus. As you have seen in the starting of the derivative, we have discussed that there is a unit of calculus. In calculus, we see first part, that is the derivative, which is the very important part, and that we have already completed. Now second part of the calculus is integral. This is the second part of the calculus or differential calculus, that is integral. So as you see, why we need the derivative? So finding the equation of the tangent. Initially, why this derivative is invented or how it can be invented, that we have to find the equation of the tangent. So to find the equation of the tangent, we need the slope. So for finding the slope, that we need the derivative. Clear? So now you know that if any function's derivative is given, then there is a natural question: can we find that function whose derivative is given? Clear? Suppose anyone say if the derivative of a function is cos x. So now suppose we want to find that function whose derivative is cos x. Or similarly, suppose we are given derivative of any function in x square. Then what is the natural function or that function of primitive value of the derivative? That we have to find out. Clear? So the function that could possible have given function as a derivative are called as a antiderivative. The function whose derivative is given, so that function is known as a antiderivative. Antiderivative. Clear? And the formula that give all these antiderivatives, that is known as indefinite integral. The formula which gives you all antiderivatives, that is known as indefinite integral of the function. And process of finding, the process of finding antiderivative of a function, antiderivative of a function is called integration. This is the process of finding the antiderivative of an function. Clear? So why we need this type of a problem, or what is the use of the integration? So we have such type of problem in many practical situations. For instance, if we know the instantaneous velocity of any object, suppose say car is moving with the velocity of 25 km per hour toward south, then if you want to find at that time or at that instant what is the position of the car, means we are given the velocity toward south. So then says what is the position of the car at that time, position, or you can say distance. So we need for finding this, as in the case of derivative, you know that in the case of derivative we are given the distance. If distance is given, we can find the velocity. In the case of derivative, we have taken distance is given, we find velocity. Now the reverse process. If we are given the velocity of any object, then how to find the position or distance? That is known as integration. The process of finding antiderivative. So from velocity, how we find the position or distance? That need of the integration. Clear? There are several such practical and theoretical situations where the process of integration is involved. We have also some theoretical or practical problem in our daily life or in research or in other field of the science where we need the integral. Clear? Now there are two main situations or problem. That's why we are need of the integration or solving the problem of finding a function. Two motive of the antiderivative. First is the finding of a function whose derivative is given. To find a function whose derivative is given. This is the first situation. If we are given the derivative of any function, suppose we say f dash x equal to cos x, then what is fx? Our first problem, if we are given f dash x equal to cos x, then what is fx? That we have to find. Second, to find the area enclosed by a curve. Enclosed by a curve under certain conditions. Under certain conditions. Now in lower classes you see we can find the area or volume or surface area or other thing of some pattern geometrical figures. Some specific geometrical figure like rectangle, triangle or square, you can find the area of these by using the standard formula that is already given. But when we have curve, like suppose you want to find the area covered by this curve on the x-axis from 0 to 4. So what is the area covered by this curve? And this is not in the form of a circle. It is not a semicircle. You can see here distance, radius, small m, and also it is not an ellipse. Then how to find the area? By which method you have to find the area covered by this curve or any other curve like this curve, and you have to find the area between these two. So for such type of curve to find area, we need the integration. That's why there are two important use of the, or we can say there are two problems which enable us to use the antiderivative, or it is the, we can say, main reason of the incentive for taking or discard to the integration. Here now you can see in first case when we are using this situation, and that type of a integral is known as indefinite integral. Indefinite integral. Now we see later on what is the meaning of indefinite, and in second situation we use definite integral. There are again two types of the integrals. First is indefinite integral. Indefinite integral we use in the problem where derivative is given and we want to find that function whose derivative is given, or primitive of the given function we have to find out. For that case we can use the indefinite integral. And in definite integrals you have to find the area, because here some conditions are given, certain condition or boundary or extreme points are given. So with the help of extreme point you can find the area under the curve. So we can say in integral calculus there are two parts. Integral calculus, we have two parts, that are indefinite and definite. We have two parts. First is indefinite and second is definite integral. So we may use definite and indefinite integrals. Clear? So what is the meaning of definite and indefinite? We have to see in the later cases, but main objective here we have discussed that these integrals can be divided into two parts, and there is a theorem which gives you connection between these two. Connection that is known as fundamental theorem of arithmetic, FTA. Fundamental theorem of calculus, not arithmetic calculus. FTC. FTC means fundamental theorem of calculus, which connect both. Means with the help of this, you can convert indefinite into definite integral. Clear? So we can say using these integral, which make the definite integral as a practical tool for science and engineering. When we move for the science and engineering, we can use this integral calculus in very large process or in large or in many problems. Clear? So in that we need how to convert indefinite into definite, and we solve some practical or theoretical problem by using these. But that is very vast problem. We can say syllabus. So later on say, now we can say the definite integral is also used to solve many interesting problems. We can use indefinite integrals in many interesting problem various disciplines like economics, civics, finance and probability. Here also we have on later section the probability. In that case you also use the integral calculus. But in the other field of the science or humanity like economics or finance, as you know, the budgeting or other field which is very important for any country, in that case we also use the integration. And so this is the very important unit for you, and any competitive exam most will be depend on the differential calculus, in which this integral portion is done. So that's why we have to see this. So now in this chapter you have seen different type of indefinite and definite integral and their elementary property. We also see here some properties of this indefinite and definite integrals. So as we have already seen the differentiation. Differentiation means it is the process of finding the derivative. We have already discussed differentiation is the process of finding the derivative of a given function. Now what we say, integration, this is also process, is an inverse process. So what say? Integration is inverse process of differentiation. Means in differentiation, we have to suppose given function fx equal to cos x. So if you find the differentiation, then f dash x equal to minus sin x. So now inverse process, what we have done, that again you have to remove. What operator you are using here, that operator we have to remove. So that is known as inverse process. Means if f dash x equal to minus sin x, then before this process, what is the fx? That will be the known as integration. So you can say derivative of f dash x equal to cos x. See here, antiderivative of f dash x is cos x. So what is the primitive or original function? That is known as antiderivative. Means if we are given the derivative of any function, then you have to find the function whose derivative is given, or what is the original function. So that's why this is the inverse process. So antiderivative we called as a integral. Antiderivative. Anti of the given derivative. So this is the integration as an inverse process of an differentiation. Clear? Now one more thing is there that is very important. If our function is given like this, fx equal to cos x plus 2, and you want to find the derivative of this. So differentiating with respect to x. So f dash x equal to minus sin x. So what we see here also, derivative of the function is minus sin x. Here derivative of the function is minus sin x. But in both the case, the given function is different. So when you find an antiderivative, there is a problem. If you say antiderivative of this only, because these are same. So if you write antiderivative of f dash x is cos x, then our answer is not correct. So we take one constant in every antiderivative. So you write antiderivative of f dash x is cos x plus c. We take antiderivative of f dash x is cos x plus c. C may be any constant whose derivative is 0. So here also we write antiderivative of f dash x is cos x plus c. So we are not getting the exact answer or exact function because there is some reason. On later section we see how it can be possible. Clear? That's why this type of integration is known as indefinite. This is the indefinite integral. Why indefinite? Because there is no fixed value. Cos x plus c. C may be 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 0, any value, constant. and c is called as constant of integration. C is called constant of integration. Here c is called or known the constant of integration. Now you may take some more example. If you want to find the derivative of x power 3 by 3. If we want to find the derivative of x power 3 by 3, that is 1 by 3 is a constant d by dx of x power 3. So in previous topic you know 1 by 3 into 3x or x. It means derivative of x power 3 by 3 is x square. The derivative of x power 3 by 3 is x square. Now there is a natural question. What the function whose derivative is x square? What is that function? The function whose derivative is x square, then find that function. So what is the function? X power 3 by 3. Derivative of this function is x square, then you can say ND derivative of x square is x power 3 by 3. Antiderivative of x square is x power 3 by 3. How we can find out? We see the function whose derivative is x square. Clear? Because we already know the derivative. That's why we can find. Now suppose one more example. Here you can also write antiderivative of x square is plus c. Constant you always write because we are starting with the indefinite integral. Indefinite integral, there is a answer always have constant of integration. Now one more question is there. You have to given derivative of e power x is e power x. As you already know, the derivative of e power x is always e power x. Now we have say the function whose derivative is e power x is known as antiderivative. So what is the antiderivative of e power x? The function whose derivative is e power. So here antiderivative of e power x is e power x plus c. So you can say that antiderivative or integration of e power x is e power x. So in this way we can find the antiderivative of any function whose derivative is already given. Clear? So this c sometimes we call parameter of integration or constant of integration or arbitrary constant. You may give the different name. So in more general, if there is a function f, if there is any function f, capital F, equal to fx, small fx, for all x belongs to interval, then for any arbitrary element or constant say, that is also called as constant of integration. So we have d by dx of fx plus c, that is also equal to fx. So what we can say? So antiderivative of the function fx, small fx, antiderivative of this function or this function C. Right? You may write antiderivative of fx is capital Fx plus C. So this method is known as inspection method. With the help of finding out the function whose derivative is given. Clear? So function with the same derivative differ by a constant. We have that should be given as a different. Yeah. So we introduce here symbol for finding the antiderivative. Here we may use symbol like in the case of derivative, we are using the operator d by dx. This is the identification of the derivative. Similarly, here we have introduced symbol this symbol we have to use for the integration. With this symbol we write always dx. Like in the case of derivative where you are operating derivative d by dx. So dx in the denominator, and we know that derivative and integration both are the reciprocal process. So whatever in the denominator that will be in the numerator. Only this d is replaced by this symbol. So this is the symbol for using the integration, or it is the entire class of antiderivative, and we read as the indefinite integral of f with respect to the indefinite integral of fx with respect to x. This is very important. This symbol of what represent? We read as what? Indefinite integral of fx with respect to x. Suppose I write here in g y d. So this is the indefinite integral of gy with respect to y. Clear? So this is the symbol representing the integral of a function, and it is known as indefinite integral. Clear? So here we have also used some more symbol, and we can read or what is the meaning that you have to see. Like we have already said this first one, integral of this. Second, if you say here fx is integral of fx dx is known as integrate. It is called as integrate. Clear? This function in the case of integral is known as integrate. Integrate. And x you already know. X is the variable. X in integral of fx dx is known as variable of integration. Variable of integration. Like in this you can say y is the variable of the integration. Now sometimes we write a question or a problem, there is written integrate. Only word is given integrate. So integrate means find the integral. Meaning of the integrate? Find the integral. This antiderivative. You have to find out antiderivative. Suppose anyone say integrate x square. If find the antiderivative of the function x square. So this word we use integrate. Now integration, you already know meaning of the integration. Integration. This is the process of finding the integral. We have already said integration. It is the process of finding integral or antiderivative. The process of finding antiderivative we call as a integration. Clear? And last is constant of integration, that we have already know C. C is called as constant of integral. So these terminology we have to use in the case of the integration chapter. So this is very important term. Whenever we are go through the integral, different terminology will be used to define this, and it is helpful in finding this. So dear students, this is very important unit we are studying. So you should be practice and should be continue in the class or in the slide, so you can easily understand and your concept should be clear. So this is very helpful for your future competitive or exam or any other exam you take part. That is important. So thanks for watching this and have a nice day.